Hey, David McGuffin here. Welcome to Travel Talk Tuesday on October 25th, 2022. Sorry for the delay in getting going. We haven't done this for about a month or so now, a couple of months, and it appears that some of the Facebook settings are changed a little bit. So we're doing this on Zoom tonight. I put out a text to those on Facebook. If you want to do it, tune in over here to Zoom. But we're going to go ahead with our Travel Talk Tuesday tonight because I want to talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing the past 8 weeks or so. It's kind of crazy because I left here in the heat of the summer, basically. I was August 20th or so. And there we go. And I flew to Spain. So I flew to Barcelona, right here where this red dot is. And in Barcelona, we did my Best of Spain tour, which I've not done since 2018 or so. And so I did the Best of Spain tour, which included Barcelona, Madrid, Segovia, and Toledo, which are both 1 hour away from Madrid, and then down to Granada, and over down to the seaside, the sea coast of Nerja on the Mediterranean Sea, over to the white villages. We stayed in Arcos de la Frontera, and then we finished up in Sevilla. From that point on, I got on a plane and I flew to Paris, and we started our Best of France tour, which again, I had not done since 2017, I think. And so we had a great time in France, 3 days in Paris. We had a day in Burgundy in the city of Beaune. And then we were over in the Loire Valley for a couple of days, looking at some of the chateaux over there. And then to Brittany and Mont Saint-Michel and Normandy. We were a couple, 3 nights in Normandy and then back to Paris. So that was the first month of my tours, really. We did that. And then I got on a plane, left Paris. I went over to Dublin. And we had I met a few of my friends. Let's see, there was 2 couples that were interested in seeing parts of Northern Ireland before we began our Taste of Ireland tour. So we went up to Portrush and we stayed there for a couple of nights and in Belfast. And then we also went back down to Dublin, and we began my Taste of Ireland tour. We had, excuse me a minute. We had so much interest in the Taste of Ireland tour that I had to divide it into 2 different groups traveling simultaneously and going different directions around the island. So luckily we were able to do that. It all went out with a hitch. We're 2 days in Dublin, a day in Kilkenny, 2 days down in the Dingle Peninsula, Galway, and then back to Dublin. After that tour is over, I flew across the Irish Sea and we started our Scotland tour, 2 days in Edinburgh. We visited, then we went up to Pitlarky, which is the home of a lot of the Scotch makers there in that area. Then up to Inverness, 2 nights in Oban, back over to Edinburgh. And then I flew from Edinburgh a long way, gosh, 3.5 hour flight all the way to Athens. And we had our Best of Greece tour, which is the first time I've been able to do that too since 2017, I believe. And it was wonderful. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight on Travel Talk Tuesday. Let me just get this video running because I got a lot of content here and I'll just talk over it. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the food that we had in Greece. So I've got a montage of a lot of video, a lot of images coming here of food. Greek salad, of course, is a staple. You see it there. You get it all over the place in Greece, and you can tell that there is no lettuce in that Greek salad. These are tomato balls. They are also all over Greece, but they're very famous right in Santorini. This is a delicacy we had up on the rooftop restaurant in the Rhodian Hotel in Athens, one of our gourmet meals, and this was actually from last year, 2021 tour. This is a little delicacy on the island of Hydra, which is feta cheese and onions and tomatoes. There's some fresh shrimp right there out of the sea. Souvlaki, shish kebab is a staple all over the place, always served with some kind of potatoes or rice. This is a lamb shank cooked in a parchment pouch. Fantastic, luscious with white wine or red wine and some vegetables. I can't see where that was. Here's some tomato patties. These are in Santorini right there. These are lamb shanks that we had along with multiple kind of potatoes all over the place. Lamb shanks are very popular there. Souvlaki comes in chicken or pork, not usually lamb. So you'll see that all over the place. Various modes of souvlaki here. This is souvlaki not on a stick, but all cut up, ready to put on a pita bread if you want to. There's a steak we had in Naplio and another souvlaki. You can see a common theme with souvlaki all over the place in Greece. A piece of filet fish with some herbs and greens there as well. This is a steak we had in Naplio as well, I believe. A nice lamb stew you can see with zucchini and potatoes and tomato sauce. Another Greek salad and some bread. This pork chop, I'll talk to you a little bit later, but someone said it was the best pork chop they ever had in their life. And this is some mushroom risotto, which is not a Greek dish, but it was fantastic as well. This is moussaka, which is also common casserole type dish. And this is a stuffed red bell pepper. And this is our group just the last couple of weeks ago in Naplio at a restaurant in the middle of town. This is Blake and the owner of a restaurant picking out our fish for the evening. There it is on the plate. A wonderful fish. It cost about 70 euro, but it was well worth it. This is a couple who love ice cream and they got it everywhere. Another Greek salad. And this is a pita, tzatziki, and Greek salad. And another meal that looks like it's got lamb on it. Another variety of zucchini balls here. There's another fish that we had in Hydra, I believe. Another variation of a Greek salad. This was a salad from the restaurant Piatti. And they even have pasta in Greece as well. Some more risotto with fungi, not mushrooms, truffles on it. This is a Greek salad, another souvlaki, and some coleslaw here. And this is a whole plate of vegetables, if you're a vegetarian right there, and cheese board that we had to start with. And again, moussaka right there, which is a casserole. It varies everywhere. Now, tonight I'm cooking souvlaki. And I'm using this sous vide method. Do you know what that is? That's this machine right here keeps the water at 150 degrees is what I had it set at. I can put the chicken in a bag, it's marinated, and I let it sit there for as long as I want to, but it never overcooks. Once it's done, I took it out, I cooled it off a little bit in the water, put it in the refrigerator, and now it's ready to go. When I'm ready to make my souvlaki, I'll put it on skewers along with some vegetables, and I'll cook it on the grill later on tonight. Also made a Greek salad. And that Greek salad has those ingredients there. We got these items here. Our friend Nikos in Athens gave us all these Greek salad items, which is the olive oil, salt and pepper, and olives. And all those ingredients go together with cucumber, feta cheese, olives, bell peppers, tomatoes, of course, copious amounts of olive oil, oregano on top of that. I put little capers on there as well. So that's sitting in the refrigerator ready for us to have tonight for our dinner as well, a Greek salad. And then I also made the tzatziki sauce, and it begins with garlic. It has a base of Greek yogurt. And I shredded a cucumber on that grater right there. And then a very important step is you take that cucumber that you just grated and you put it in a paper towel. I think I have a photo of this. You put it in a paper towel and you just wring the heck out of it and get all the water out of that cucumber. So there's a photo of the cucumber. I think there's a photo coming up with the paper towel on it. maybe. In the meantime, I'm gonna have a little dip of this tzatziki. Here's mine right here. Oh yeah, so there it is in the paper towel. I've squeezed it out. It's ready to go in. And so then I just get it in the bowl, put that in the bowl, add in garlic, add in salt and pepper, add in a little lemon juice, and it is, and stir it all up, put in the salt, and it is ready to go. It tastes pretty good too. Might have a little bit too much garlic in it. Hey, David McGuffin here, wrapping up our Best of Greece tour here on the island of Santorini. I'm at Parisa Beach. This is the black beach. There's a red beach and a white beach also here on Santorini, but this is a wonderful place for us to wrap up our holiday vacation here for the Best of Greece. We started way up in the mountains in Delphi and then traveled over to Olympia, a couple of nights in Nafplio, a couple of nights on the island of Hydra, a couple of nights in Athens to see all the sights there, and then 3 nights right here on the island of Santorini. I hope you can join us sometime on our Best of Greece tour. It's really a great value and a great experience to see all Greece has to offer. Hey, thanks for checking in here. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. So my Best of Greece tour is what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. And it begins at Athens. It also ends in Athens. And you can see the route that goes up to the north to Delphi, over to Olympia. On this whole peninsula is called the Peloponnesian Peninsula. To Nafplio, we go to the island of Hydra. To Athens, we take a boat to Athens. And then we fly to Santorini, and we're there for the last 3 nights. Fly back to Athens, and you fly home. So I'm going to let this run and talk to you a little bit about it. Our first destination, as you can see here, is Delphi. That's in the big mountains. And this is the little town of Delphi, which is small, has 2 main roads. This is our hotel. This is the view off my hotel balcony, looking across the Bay of Corinth. This is inside the museum in Delphi. Hey, David McGuffin here at the ancient site of Delphi here in Greece. We're looking at the temple here and the site around the archaeological discoveries here around Delphi and the place where the oracle sat. So enjoy this look around Delphi. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. I'm going to talk fast because I've recorded a little bit of our guide, but Delphi is an ancient site that's also famous for having games similar to the Olympics, but it's most famous because it had an oracle there from the 8th century BC onward, who was supposedly able to predict the future and prophesy and tell political and religious leaders what they needed to do in order to succeed. A long story there, but it's a great place of history. This temple of Zeus is right here. I'll let the guide talk a second.
To the oracle of Delphi, but also to the slaves of Delphi, to the slaves who helped the sculptors and the architects to build all these temples and treasury houses. So we have enough information about the slaves because of this polygonal wall. Look, see the altar of the temple of Apollo, this building. Altar for sacrifices. Please look at this.
That place right there is the altar where sacrifices were made in front of the temple that you see there, in which the oracle resided and the high priest resided.
Please have a look. Delphi, Edokan, is Promandiin. This means that Delphi gave to the people of Chios a promandia, a priority in their predictions.
So I want to stop it right there, and because this is so amazing, because that piece of stone right there has Greek letters on it, and this lady, who is our guide, is Greek, and she can read every word of it just like we would read a page in English. And she's saying that the people who presented this gift to the priest and the oracle at Delphi, they gave so much money and so much of their time and so much of their treasury that they have a special preference to get in and see the oracle at special times. So you pay for what you get is how basically what happens even back there in the 8th through the 6th century BC.
Great honor for them in ancient time. But it seems that things never changed a lot. The more you offered, the more priorities you had. They made an altar and they gave them a priority in the predictions, in the prophecies. Interesting. And right behind you.
This is the temple of Zeus here. There was a priest who resided in there. And in the back side of that temple, there was a little cave down the bottom where this lady, the oracle, would reside and would go in, and that area is right here in this area. Would go in and smell vapors coming out of the ground and pontificate about whatever the person who was paying money for her to pontificate about would be. There's also a Greek theater here. Remember, this is a theater, not an amphitheater. Amphitheater is two theaters put together. And you can see this is Mount Parnassus, I think, Mount Parnassus. And this is a beautiful countryside on this tall, arid mountain. Hey, the temple here behind me is a temple that was offered by the people of Athens and to the oracle and the priest right here at this site at the Temple of Apollo. It's the only temple, or the only treasury, let's call it that housed the treasures that the Athenians gave to this sacred site. So I hope you enjoyed this look around Delphi. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. From Delphi, that was our second day of the tour. From Delphi, we got on our bus and we traveled all total about 4 hours, leaving Delphi and going across a bridge here. But before we crossed the bridge, we stopped at a little place. I don't even know where it was. The driver didn't really know where it was either, but we were kind of given instructions to go to this little mom and pop restaurant and go in there and have lunch. So we showed up and we didn't know if we were the right place or not. And the lady came out running, come on in, we're expecting you. So we were the only ones sitting here under these trees. We had a Greek salad, and then we had a choice of, souvlaki or moussaka or some lamb, I think is what our choices were. Then we went on over down across that bridge and we went to Olympia. It's a great hotel. This is Byron having a Campari spritz in the pool. This is a view of our room there. We had a little downtime there before we were going into the historic ancient Olympia site. And this is Olympia. Now, Olympia, we know, is where the original Olympics originated. And there were 4 such sites, and Delphi was one of them. Olympia was another one throughout the Hellenistic world. Hence, every 4 years, there was a game at Olympia. Every 4 years, there was a game at Delphi. And then the other 2 years, there were games at the other 2 locations. But there were training grounds here and temples to gods as well. But the most important thing here was the the place where they held the games. And so we're going to walk in just a minute and go through here and walk through the tunnel just like we would do at a football game today, or teams would do at a football game today. Walk through the tunnel onto the playing field, or in this case, the big arena where everything would happen and all the athletics would occur. And here we go. We're walking through this arch. There's only about 1/10 of the arch there, but you can see all the way through there that would have been arched. We would all walk into this place. My group here is standing at the finish line. So the races would begin at the other end of that stadium. And the runners would take off and run all the way down here. Bear in mind, all of this was done in the nude. All these games, wrestling, discus throwing, running, all of that stuff. People trained. Here we go. Our men are not doing it in the nude, happily.
Yay!
There's also a museum here that's really good, and we had a fantastic guide. Her name is Lisa, and she did a very good job explaining what the temples were. These are all artifacts that were discovered after several earthquakes, but you can kind of see the frieze and the pediments of those temples that would have been there. Gosh, we're talking about in the fourth century BC to the second, third century AD.
Some of those great artists were deeply inspired by Praxiteles, the artist, the sculptor that made these statues somewhere around the 340 and 330 BC, depicting whom? Hermes, or Mercury, if you're aware of their own version, the messenger of the gods. Imagine of him as a great athlete, as an Olympic victor. That's why we see him once again naked, posing for us.
That evening we had dinner in a garden. It was wonderful. This is a setting. This is our table setting where we were. Trees, olive trees were illuminated. I know you get tired of looking at Greek salads, but they're everywhere. And this is that pork chop that my friend Vince said was the best pork chop he ever had in the world. And that's that risotto and mushrooms that I had was fantastic as well. That's us walking back to our hotel that night after being there. From Olympia, we leave and we go over here to this little area that you see there's 3 peninsulas here. And this is a canal that was built in the late 1800s through near the ancient city of Corinth. And it's now kind of defunct, that canal, because it's too narrow for all the ships. We then went to ancient Corinth, which is a site of, if any of you are Bible scholars at all, where the Apostle Paul wrote 2 letters to the people in Corinth, the book of Corinthians 1 and 2 in the Bible. And it's kind of cool to be able to go there and see where Paul walked. This is another civilization that predates the Greeks, the Mycenaeans, which is a lion gate, and it's up high on a hill. It's nearby the town of Nauplia, which is where we are staying as well. This is a tomb to Agamemnon right here. So we're inside it. You can see there's several tour groups inside here, but pretty amazing that could be built way back in the 11th century before Christ. (1700 to 1100 BC). Had to look it up here. Again, that site, and along with Epidavros, the big theater, is right near Nauplia, and so I think we got some Nauplia scenes coming up now. Oh,
Hey,
we're going to
not
Hydra.
quite sure what I'm doing with this Kodak Pixel Pro.
We got on a boat and we went
I've
to
only used it
Hydra.
a few times, but my gosh, I'm jumping into this water in Hydra. That's pretty cool. So here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Boy, that's refreshing. Let me see if I can get these goggles on and go down and take a look. Full disclosure, I filmed this last June 2021. That was a little warm. We were just near Hydra about 3 weeks ago.
Pretty impressive.
And although we put our feet in the water and we did go swimming in Greece, the wind was so blowing so bad in Hydra, we hardly had a chance to get in the water at all.
Dipping in the water, it's a fantastic experience here. Adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. Hey, David McGuffin here. I'm still in Greece, but I'm on the island of Hydra, H-Y-D-R-A. We might call it Hydra, but I'm at a little beach from Hydra town called Lycos Beach, maybe a mile to the west. And this is one of my go-to beaches. Charlotte and I really love this place, and I spent the last few hours here basking in the sun, the shade, and having lunch just nearby and drinking a little local wine, but it's been fantastic. So I'm heading back to Hydra Town, and I'm going to share my adventure with you as we go.
This is at the port at Hydra. There are no cars on the island, so it's only by feet and by donkey is the only way to get around. And so those donkeys are there to carry your stuff.
And right here behind me is a windmill, just up from the town.
You can hear the wind blowing. I filmed this a few weeks ago.
Windmill is famous for the movie, 1957 movie that featured Alan Ladd and Sophia Loren. I think the movie was called A Boy on a Dolphin, I believe. We'll have to look it up because, you know, even me with all my travels, I'm not going to see that movie. I looked it up on Wikipedia a moment ago, and there's some kind of a remake as well. But we're right here at the spot. So we're going to walk down here. There's a bronze statue with a boy sitting on a dolphin right here underneath the windmill. Anyway, welcome to Hydra, Greece. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe.
There's the boy on the dolphin. I've been to Hydra many times, and that's the first time I walked up to see this boy on the dolphin up here. You can see it's right above that windmill. And looking at the trees, you can see how windy it is. I filmed this last year with my drone. It's kind of cute. It's going through that Black Coast Beach, going out a little beyond the beach and turning back around. I thought it's pretty cool. I'm gonna check on my cooking for a moment, okay? While that's running, we had a lot of cheap wine in Greece. So in honor of that, I went to Publix and bought this Black Fox Chardonnay wine. It's actually pretty dang good. So 4 liters inside here, or 4 bottles inside here. Just like Italy, Greece also has Aperol Spritz and Campari Spritz, which is a mixture of 1/3 Aperol or Campari and 2/3 of Prosecco. And with our shish kebab tonight, with our souvlaki, we're having a good old-fashioned American wine. Josh red wine, pretty good stuff. So we're gonna have that. Greece is not known for its wine, but you learn to live with it, and it's pretty good just to drink everyday wine. There's Hydra Harbor and the evening. From Hydra, we got on a boat and we go back to Athens. It's called a flying cat boat, and it's kind of like airplane seating. And so we sit there, and it's a catamaran, a hydrofoil catamaran, gets you back to Athens in about 2 hours. And so we were in the heart of Athens at our hotel before noon that day.
David McGuffin here, post-COVID travel in Greece. I'm up here.
This is 2021, by the way.
24th of June, 2021. And you're looking at the Propylaea, the entrance to the Acropolis, here over my shoulder. So I'm facing Parthenon, which is just here in front of me, but I wanted to show you this because there are very few crowds. There's no crowd up here at all. Maybe if there are 50 people on top of this Temple Mount, that might be an exaggeration. But there you see the west facade, the back of Athens' famous Parthenon. Hey, you ought to come here with me. We got some great tours visiting Athens, the Peloponnese, and some of the islands as well. Your adventure starts here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. Hey, continuing on with my theme of an empty Acropolis. I'm made it around to the west side, the front entrance to the Parthenon here. I'm actually standing overlooking back, like I said, to the west over the city of Athens. But what an amazing time to be here without any tourist crowds, where we got this Parthenon all to ourselves. Built in the 430s BC before Christ.
This is from the balcony of our hotel, the rooftop. This is my group there just a couple of weeks ago as well. It didn't look too crowded there either, but we waited until some people got out of the way to take that photo. This is in the Greek Agora, one of the temples down there. There's also, Rome took over Athens as well, and so there's a lot of Roman ruins also. Charlotte and I did the first time ever, took a open top, hop on, hop off bus. And we also went to this park in town, and we had a great free day in Athens. From there, we got on a plane and we flew to Santorini. This is the town of Ia, famous for its whitewashed buildings and blue church domes. And a little more of Santorini. And this is the village that we stay in on the island of Santorini, which is called Thera, really. Santorini is an American
We're staying
English
in the
name.
village of Purisa Beach here in Santorini. It's located on the southeast side of the island, so not on the caldera, but on the Aegean Sea. It's a really hometown feel, not so touristy, not big swanky stuff on the caldera, but a wonderful little place. We're staying at this hotel, Amaryllis, and just want to show you a little bit how it looks. Hey, Shelby. So this is the pool area, Bougainvillea reception, some of the balconies. So a really nice little beach type hotel, all painted white inside and out, very clean. Functional rooms, nothing swanky, but good enough for us to be here and enjoy our stay in Purisa Beach on Santorini.
We also went to the Santos Winery a couple of weeks ago. Saw the sunset from there as well. And appetizers and
Hey,
tasted
David
the
McGuffin
wine.
here. We're on the island of Santorini. The sun has just set to the east behind us. This is a huge caldera, the volcano that blew its top off several 100,000 years ago. And so we're here at Santos Winery and having a great time sampling some wine, but watching the sunset in this caldera. Here, my group's here behind me. They're all sated, hey everybody. And you can kind of see a wedding in the background.
Glad to be here.
But I tell you what,
Get your butt here.
it doesn't get any better than this. Hey, your adventure starts here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe from Santorini, Greece.
This is kind of the type of bus we had all over the place. It was about a 24-passenger bus, and there were 12 of them. And then we kind of closed out our tour with a cruise on the caldera, which has become a tradition and a very fun afternoon. 5 hours of cruising on the sea, jumping in the water deck and swim. The crew cooks dinner for us on a grill, believe it or not, on the boat.
I got it. Oh, that's good. That's so awesome. And
How's it feel?
it's not even refreshing.
We all got in after it was all said. We had
He's
3
jumping
swim
in.
stops. So after all 3, everybody was in the water.
Good. You're gonna jump in.
That's obviously the red beach. They tell me because of the iron and the rock and the soil. These are the catamarans that we go. Now, we had 12 of us on it, maximum 14.
Hey,
So we
David
rented the boat
McGuffin
ourselves.
here. We
All
are
day.
in Santorini, Greece on a cruise heading into the caldera. But you can't be on the water.
Yo, seriously, time. Really? You know, that's interesting because that's why the lakes were doing what the lakes were doing. No time. No time. That's what I said.
There were 3 crewmen on the boat.
No, there's nothing.
A captain and the mate, and then our host and chef. So they all 3 did everything. A really good crew.
Our captain is pretty cool. He's going to go right into the wake.
You see this huge hydrofoil coming across.
So we're
here
coming into the
at about
caldera
60 miles an hour.
from out into from
and now
the sea.
everybody's watching this wake
And these jet
coming
boats
at us.
are coming out here. But this guy moving out, and here come the waves.
Of course, they had mood appropriate music playing. Almost sunset.
Hey, David McGuffin here. We are doing a final sunset cruise in Santorini. I'm gonna flip it around and show all my friends back here, but I'm sitting right here on the very end of the deck, not the end, the front of the deck of the boat. Here, let me turn it around here. Show you my friends. We even have Elvis Presley singing for us tonight.
What a great trip. Thank you so much.
This is a highlight of the trip.
It's incredible.
It's almost sunset back here. Okay, maybe that turns out all right. Who knows? Hey, sunset in Santorini. Your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe.
And that's our group on the boat, finishing up our tour in Santorini. I hope you enjoyed sharing a little bit of our Best of Greece tour with me tonight. I know we had a couple of technical difficulties, and some people are even saying that they don't see things on Facebook or even on Zoom or whatnot, but this will be on recorded also later on or tomorrow morning. So you can watch it there. I did want to promote my Best of Greece tour. If you're on my email list and newsletters, you saw I sent out a new newsletter today talking about Travel Talk Tuesday. The second item on there was about the Best of Greece tour and a $300 discount I'm offering off of that between now and Halloween, midnight on Halloween. So if you're interested in that, look at davidmcguffin.com, Greece tours, and you can find that and sign up. No obligation, and take advantage of a $300 discount for our October trip next year in 2023, October 8th, 2023. Keep that in mind. And then finally, the last item on that newsletter was a little bit about contactless payments and how important that is nowadays when traveling all over Europe. And contactless payments is a way in which it really came to fruition over the COVID pandemic, and people were not wanting to deal in cash and anything. So everything takes contactless payments or credit card payments, from parking meters to taxi cabs to restaurants and anything else. So check that out as well. And with that, I'm going to say good night from Middleburg, Florida, and thank you for watching. We'll catch you next week when we're going to talk about Spain and the Rock of Gibraltar. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.